Okay, all right, you guys. It is depending on where you're at, it is Wednesday or Tuesday or possibly even Thursday, so you know what that means. It's time for another deep diver here on I guess this is the low-tech, lo-fi, low-live punk show with your host, Mr. Mikey Unlikely. It's just we're not doing that thing that we normally do on Saturday. This is our weekly album deep dive where we take a long, hard look and dissect a classic punk album. And this week's album happens to be Teenage Bottlerocket. They Came from the Shadows. Now, I did take a little bit of notes on this one. Not too many, because really it's hard to do research on an album that's on a smaller label. You know, with like Dookie, you can find lots of info out there about that. Same with Dear You, Punk and Drug. There's lots of info to be found on the old webs, and you can find song meanings. And then, that begs, that brings up the question, is Teenage Bottlerocket, They Came from the Shadows, a classic punk album? It is not even been out for 13 years yet. I don't know what the criteria is for classic, but as Mod Trey says, it's an instant classic for sure. So They Came from the Shadows is the fourth studio album by Teenage Bottlerocket. It was released on September 15th, 2009 on Fat Records, which would be their first release for the label. The album was recorded at the Blasting Room. I can remember being on the pop punk message board at the time, and there was a lot of, I guess it depends on where your allegiance was with Teenage Bottlerocket at the time, but there was quite some feelings either side of the fence about them signing to Fat Records. It was kind of a big deal. Some people didn't like it. Some people were really happy for him. I bought this particular album, album at the 2010 Insubordination Fest in Baltimore, Maryland. I bought it, and then that night I would go to a little like after party at one of the hotels with some of the members from the board, and I had bought several albums, and I brought them all with me because I was just coming straight from the fest. I didn't have anywhere to really stash my stuff. And we're up there, we're all smoking some weed, we're getting drunk, and then I remember I kind of got judged for buying. They were like, "Oh, you bought the new Teenage Bottlerocket?" I'm like, "Yeah, fucking, they're a kick-ass band. Why would I not buy it?" And so I got to see them that year in Baltimore, Maryland. Anyway, Teenage Bottlerocket, They Came from the Shadows. This is, gatefold. It's not a double LP, but it is gatefold. Big, nice, great packaging there for their debut on Fat Records. If I could just get this back in the... Okay. All right. First song off this album. I don't know if they still do, but they used to anyway when they played live, open up with this song. It's always a jam for sure. Side A, track 1. This is Skate or Die. Oh, let's turn the record player on. Professional. DJ.
We're gonna win. We're making skate a fucking threat again. We're on the prowl for something cool.
right, so that brings us to side A, track 2, which is Don't Want to Go. I was always a little bit disappointed that such a Ramones core band didn't name the song Don't Wanna Go. All the Ramones songs that had to deal with wanting to do something was always WANNA, whatever after that. I don't want to go down to the basement. I don't want to walk around with you. But yet, here is Teenage Bottlerocket fully spelling it out for us. I just don't want to go. You know, I think they really lost some of that aesthetic on that album title. But it also brings something up for me. I don't know. All day I've been feeling like kind of down and out and fucking bumming around. I was like, do I really want to do the show? But it must go on. And then, I realized, like, why the fuck do I feel so bad and like depressed today? Well, yesterday I went down to the old tattoo shop and got my fucking chest all fucking blasted on, and it had been a good 3 or so years since I'd gotten a tattoo, and even longer since I'd gotten a really big one. And I forgot that, like, when you're doing that, to get your body used to the dumb thing you're doing, your brain kind of goes into overload and just releases every chemical in your brain, and so it's just all pumping and dumping fucking serotonin and dopamine and fucking adrenaline and all that shit coming out at one time. And so for me anyway, when I do something crazy like that and my brain has to go into work like that, usually the next day I feel like shit, which it reminds me of when I used to do drugs as a kid. Like, I used to do like a bunch of ecstasy and LSD and then wake up the next morning or afternoon being like, why do I feel like such shit and my brain hurts and I felt so good last night? I don't get it. Anyway, side A, song 2, Don't Want to Go.
I don't wanna go. Myself and I change the subject. I pretend that everything's okay, though you're treating me like an object. I don't wanna go. I don't wanna go. I don't wanna go to the bar to get some drinks. I don't care if they say they're buying. If I see anybody making out, if I beer, I'll end up crying. I don't wanna go to the record store. I show her all the cool things to buy there. All the posters selling those CDs are a bunch of fucking assholes. Said you want me to get over you. That's exactly what I wanna do, but I can't make it go away. Yeah. Maybe I should go and see a shrink. He can figure out just why I think about you every minute, every day. Every minute, every day. I don't wanna go.
Whoa, hey, slow down. All right, so the next song, Bigger Than Kiss, is one of 2 songs on the album that they made a video for. And I can remember when the video came out and was posted on the punk board, I remember not liking it because it was like this animated thing. And at the time, like, everyone was super into Metalocalypse, and I definitely wasn't. Like, I thought it was not good. I did not like that. And that's what this video reminded me of. It just reminded me of like a Metalocalypse episode or something, and I was just like, Yeah, no, I don't like Metalocalypse. I think it's, I don't know. I remember one time going to a show with some friends. We were driving down to Austin, and Imrog puts on fucking the Metalocalypse album, and I'm just like, what the fuck? We got to actually listen to this shit? And he's like, dude, they're a kick-ass band. I'm like, they're not even a fucking band. Like, they're cartoons. He was like, yeah, they're playing a show soon. I'm like, well, who the fuck is opening for them? The fucking Muppet Band? Like, come on, man. Get this shit together. Anyway. Side A, song 3, Bigger Than Kiss. Man, R.I.P. Brandon Carlisle one time. He was a hell of a drummer, and if you watch video of him playing, it's fucking... He really gets on that Marky Ramone shit, man. He doesn't half-time it like, you know, two hi-hats for every snare, you know, 1, 2, 1, 2. He's really 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, like fucking Marky Ramone used to do it. And if you watch it, like, if you see me drum, I'm not a drummer, but like, my hi-hat hand is like over my snare. He's all like reached around like this and like really on that fucking hi-hat working it like, oh man. It's good shit. Really proper Ramones core etiquette, you know? You gotta watch your 1, 2s, 3s, and 4s whenever you're trying to play like that.
I'm surprised you showed up. The last time you were here, you said to grow up. So me and all my friends, we started to crack up. You would have told us how it was, but we couldn't shut up.
Little buzz on that bass.
Never really thought about what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I bet you got a couple things you'd like to say. So do what you wanna do, be anything you wanna be. Don't expect to be with me. Do what you wanna do. There's plenty people out there too. They might just wanna be with you tonight. Do what the other people tell you. Do what the other fuckers say. You always look down to everyone around you, tagging us all down. The stereo was too loud, so you had it turned down. It seemed to always get your way when you put your foot down, until you felt flat on your face. might just wanna be with you tonight. Yeah, they might just wanna be with you tonight. Yeah, they might just wanna be with you tonight. Yeah, they might just wanna be with you tonight.
And speaking of proper form, if you ever get to see Teenage Bottlerocket or just watching videos of them, watch the bass player Miguel. He really takes proper Ramones etiquette, and those fucking feet are far apart, and that bass is hung real fucking low, like sleeves cut off, just fucking up there making all kinds of like monkey faces and shit, like proper pro attitude, pro gear, pro attitude. Coming up, what do we got? Track 5 is Not Okay. That's a banger for sure. That's one of the bigger tunes on the album. Once again, I don't know if I have to pick a favorite song off of the album. I mean, where do you go? Do you go with the title track, They Came From the Shadows? If you like it short and sweet, I mean, Skate or Die is always a fucking good one. Like The Jerk. Not Okay is amazing. Bigger Than Kiss is okay. I don't know. Right now, though, we've got Forbidden Planet.
With communications down, no one will hear our cries. On this forbidden planet is what will die. Die! They try to warn us, we did it anyway. No one can save us, our time has come to pay. Destroying anything that's standing in its way. No one can stop it, won't see another day. With communications down, no one will hear our cries. On this forbidden planet is what will die. With communications down, no one will hear our cries. On this forbidden planet is what will die. Is what will die. We did it to ourselves. 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 We did it to ourselves.
That's correct. See, next, this album was recorded at the Blasting Room on May through July of 2009 and then released. What does it say? Where are my notes saying? In September. I would have a hard time recording that album, wrapping it up in July, and trying to keep it under wraps until September when it released on Fat Records, and it being the debut album on Fat Records. Like, I would just want to give it to all my friends and be like, listen to it, which, I mean, I'm sure they did, but, like, I'm sure Fat also was like, hey, if it's, you know, we're going to release it, fucking keep it fucking under wraps for a little bit, you know. Old fucking Fat Mike over there, he's got all kinds of rules and regulations when it comes to running a label. That's just bullshit. I don't know anything about how Fat is ran, or if Fat Mike even does anything for it other than just fucking own it and shit. So anyway, here we go. Last song of side A here. Wrapping up this side is Callin' Sick.
I still feel like going through what today. I call it sick, but I feel okay. I'm getting used to the same old thing ever since my TV brainwashed me. They turned me into the stupid jerk on the work. Let's go! I still feel like waking up today. I force myself to get up and go. I know my girlfriend's messing around and I'm really okay. She's going down on as long as I don't have to call her up. Try to listen to the radio, but I just can't seem to understand it. When I figured out that one long ago. The same old thing, but it doesn't mean that I have to stand it. Is there anywhere else that I could go? Where I wanna go? Never thought I would bitch about everything.
That dirty bass.
Never thought I would be this low. Figure it out, 'cause I know you really don't care. Figure it out while I see you in the place there. Try to listen to the radio, but I just can't seem to understand it. When I figured out that one long ago. Getting used to the same old thing, but it doesn't mean that I have to stand
let's see. Flipping this over, we're going to side B, but I wanted to show you the guys the picture on the insert of the album because, you know, if you're gonna do it proper, like these young gentlemen did or do, as a band, you know, with this kind of sound and aesthetic, you got to be wearing the same matching clothes, and they really nailed it with the all black everything and leather jackets and chucks, except for I think that's Brandon over there with white chucks while everybody else wore black ones. So here, I'm going to show you this picture while we get into track 1. Side B is Fatso Goes Nutsoid.
About the size of my body, don't wanna be on top of anybody. In second grade, the kids all started to tease me. Mom and dad were mad that I wasn't that happy. I will never look at you, it doesn't matter what I do. I see these people I'm drinking and never seem to look like me. Insecure about the size of my body, don't wanna be on top of anybody. I never seem to feel that pity. Kids say fat and they're never kidding. A liar said it doesn't bother me at all. I will never look at you, it doesn't matter what I do. I saw the bills I try to run it down to do something fun. Insecure, 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 baby, baby, insecure.
Yeah, that's probably the fastest song on the album right there. They get into some really fast parts for TBR, you know. Oh, this is a good one. Without You. Yeah, let's listen to this one because, I mean, it is the next song. But, you know, if we're picking favorites, I don't think this one makes it as my favorite. But, well, we'll see.
Remember when you sat so close to me at night? I felt you breathe. You fit into my arms just right. I never meant to hurt you, 'cause I know that you would hurt me more. It's hard whenever your phone? Do you spend time thinking of me? And do you try to hate on everything? I could have made a list of all the things you do and given it to you each before you do them too. I find it funny that I'm picking on your predictability and my inability and all these insecurities that drive me crazy. Woo! Thought of words to tell you when I was walking out your door. I nearly turned around to face the same thing as before. Gonna keep on doing nothing because I'd like to bite my tongue.
I love this Cody back
so
up.
big I can't speak. I sing the songs you sung. Do you gonna keep on doing nothing? Gonna keep on doing nothing? Try to hate on everything. Do you gonna keep on doing nothing? Gonna keep on doing nothing? Try to hate on everything.
All right, we do at this time or sometime in the stream need to pick a deep diver for next week. So I've narrowed it down to 2, and I guess maybe we'll do a if we have the technologies. If not, just throw your vote in the chat and let me know. But I've narrowed it down to 2 classic punk albums. We have, and this is an original copy off of Skunk Records before they signed to a major label. We can do Sublime, 40 Ounce to Freedom, or we can do Screeching Weasel, My Brain Hurts. That is Lookout Record number 50 right there, an original copy as well. So you let me know. If we get a poll going, that's nice. If not, throw some emojis or just your answer in the chat. And we'll narrow it down and see what we're going to listen to next week on the Deep Diver. Right now, though, this is going to be, what song are we on? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is Be With You. Be With You.
You got a way of really bringing me down.
1-1 right now.
Might be the reason I don't want you around. Got sick of all the fucked up things you just said. Got sick of all the games you play with my head. Maybe I'm trying to tell you it was a waste of my time. I felt like I was in prison for not committing a crime. No, I don't wanna be with you. I don't wanna be with you. I don't wanna do what you want me to do. I wanna do what I want to.
This is Wani's favorite TBR song. We listened to this in the barn while we were trimming, and Wani really took a liking to this song.
Maybe I'm trying to tell you it was a waste of my time. I felt like I was in prison for not committing a crime. So I don't wanna be with you. I don't wanna be with you. I don't wanna do what you want me to do. I wanna do what I want to. No, I don't wanna be with you. I don't wanna be with you. I don't wanna do what you want me to do. I wanna do what I want to. I wanna do what I want to. I wanna do what I want to. I wanna do what I want to.
Yeah, those two lines together are really fucking cool, and I think that's what made Wani like that song a whole lot. I don't want to do what you want me to do. I want to do what I want to. I like that. Right now, though, we got another big track off the album. This is The Jerk. If I have to pick a favorite song right now, I might vote The Jerk. The poll is up. Get your votes in. It's still tied up.
And I'll make you wanna squirt his eyes with Listerine. He's just a jerk and he's gonna tell you where you're never gonna be. He's just a jerk and I'll make you wanna so me buy the gasoline and throw a cigarette. Is that exactly what you really wanna do? 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 He's just a jerk.
All right, at least one more person vote, because I don't want us to end up with another scam poll. But yes, through a recommendation from professional comedian Steve Gamble, this week's Deep Diver I am recording, and we will upload all of the album Deep Dive episodes from now on onto a brand new low-tech, lo-fi, low-life punk show YouTube channel to be created at a sometime here in the near future. But we only got 2 more songs here on They Came From the Shadows, and this is the title track from the album They Came From the Shadows. This is They Came From the Shadows by They Came From the... Teenage Bottlerocket. This is They Came From the Shadows by Teenage Bottlerocket off of their hit breakout debut album on Fat Records entitled They Came From the Shadows. Scam poll.
There's something there in the midnight air, it's hanging with impending doom. I pay no heed to the danger that night, I left the safety of my living room. I heard something behind me and then I realized that I was not alone. And I would later come to find that they didn't come to kill, but rather turn me into one of their own. Yes, something wasn't right that night. They came from the shadows. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing, baby, you can do. They're coming after you, and they came from the shadows. The night we're on and I was feeling fine and unassuming of my newfound friends. The wicked ones with the evil plan of turning me into an LON. Yes, something wasn't right that night. They came from the shadows. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing, baby, you can do. They're coming after you, and they came from the shadows. Yes, something wasn't right. Something didn't seem right. Yes, something wasn't right. Something didn't seem right. Yes, something wasn't right. Something didn't seem right. Yes, something wasn't right. And they came from the shadows.
Well, the results are in, and it looks like next week's Deep Diver is going to be Lookout Records, number 50 in the catalog. Screeching Weasel, My Brain Hurts, and I guess the way we'll do things from now on is we had 2 to vote on, so the loser will go on to be in consideration for next week's poll, and we'll add another album against Sublime's 40 Ounce of Freedom and see if they can overcome another classic, or if they'll lose again. 3 losses in a row, though, it gets taken out of contention. These are new rules. We must abide. I don't make them. Corpy just passes them down to me, and I bring them to you. So, first week, Sublime's been in contention. It's got possibly 2 more weeks left. But right now, this is the last song on They Came From the Shadows. And, oh, fuck, once again, if I have to pick a favorite song off of this album, it could be this one. It could be Today-O.
Waking up next to you is like a dream come true. I watch you while you dress. The way you look at me, my chest is totally pounding in distress. Go!
That's some Screeching Weasel shit right there. And there we have it. The conclusion of Teenage Bottlerockets. They Came From the Shadow. If you had to give it a 1 out of 4, what do you rank this album? It's a solid. I mean, it's a solid 4 for me. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a solid 4. Yep, turns out. So, looks like next week we're doing Screeching Weasel. My brain hurts, so get your I don't know what ready. Get your leather jackets and your Gatorades out. I remember back in like 1998, Ben Weasel online posted the new official rules of punk. And he said, black Chuck Taylors are no longer punk. You have to wear the white ones. No hats on stage. You don't wear a hat. The only time he wears hats is when he goes, when he steps out of the house to go to a store and buy more Gatorade. And while there were many more rules, I was just reminded of that Gatorade one because I was saying, get your Gatorades ready. I was reminded that at least back then, Ben loved his Gatorade. So, thank you for everybody that came and watched tonight. Everyone that didn't, it's okay. You didn't miss much. We'll see you next week or Saturday.